Hey everybody, it's your girl Essie. Welcome to my channel. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share. We're talking about meal planning mindset today. Sorry for chewing the gum. Let's get started. Hey everybody, it's your girl Essie. We're talking about meal planning. And we're not really doing meal planning just yet. We're talking about understanding your palate. So we're going to talk about incorporating sweet, tangy, spicy, sour flavors into your palate when you're dieting or doing your meal plan, so that you make your meals a lot more enjoyable, because that's what's important. And I got notes. Look, let me tell you something. It's been rough since I got back home. I have been really just trying to get stuff together. Hey, your fave life coach. So I've really been trying to just get things together. And so I do have, some notes that I'll be reading off of, and I'm trying to find different places in order to set stuff up. So thank you, your fave life coach. How you guys doing? Thank you for joining. Hi, Franklin. We are talking about meal prepping and planning for 2025. You know what? I'm going to crush these 40 pounds this year. I know it's going to take me the whole year to probably get the 40 pounds off, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So who's with me? We just started January 1st, 2025. Today, obviously, you guys know the date. I ain't got to tell y'all that, right? But we just started today. So we're going to see what we can do in order to... Me? Yes. You going to crush it? Good. So we're going to see what we can do in order to start understanding our palate. Because the one thing I have found about, dieting is the fact that it really does take some discipline. And we talked about discipline and self-control in our last segment, right? It's so hard to keep things going, to stay disciplined, right? When you start a meal plan or when you start a weight loss journey, it's so hard to stay focused, but you really can. Hey, everybody who's joining, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the likes. So having a meal plan for 2025 is what really is going to help you, but your meal plan can't be boring, because if it is boring, you're not going to stay with it. Let's be real. Would you stay with something that you find boring? A lot of people don't. You find your job boring. Are you going to stay with it? No, you're not. So a lot of people started their New Year's resolutions they set, or goals for 2025, as they call them. Right. I wouldn't stay with it. Your fave life coach. And so a lot of people went ahead and started. They were at the gym today if they could get in. They were exercising today. I went walking around a track. I did my calisthenics this morning. So a lot of people started working out today because they have goals for 2025. We're getting ready for our summer bodies, as they say. Thanks everybody who's joining. Thank you so much for the likes. And so one of the things that we have to do is really start to understand our palate, what we find flavorful. Now, let me tell you something. I am by nature a sweet person. Now, I don't like a lot of sweets. I don't know what you guys like and what you prefer to eat, but you have to incorporate things that your palate desires into your meal plan. I don't believe that you really should, and I really don't like the word diet. Thank you guys so much for the likes. Thank you for joining. I don't like the word diet. I like the word, the concept that you are modifying your eating in order to help you attain a certain weight that's healthy for your body, right? And this is something that you'll be doing for the rest of your life. So real true weight loss, where you are avocados, you like that? I understand that. I know that about you. So real meal planning and real weight loss, this journey is really, once you hit your goal, you want to maintain it. And so I don't believe that you should take out of your diet things that you absolutely love, because you won't stay with it. You won't. Nobody stays with something that they feel a lot of restrictions on. And so what I do love is practicing moderation, right? That's something that's very key. Once you hit your weight loss goal and you want to maintain it, you want to practice moderation. But it really won't seem so tedious if you just start off really understanding your palate and really, really incorporating those kind of foods into your diet. How? Your fave life coach is asking how you can understand that. Well, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. That's what we're going to discuss. I got my notes here. I've been preparing for it. We're going to talk about just some things, incorporating sweet foods, tangy foods, and some spicy flavoring into your food. We're going to talk about some recommendations that you can use, whether you're cooking or putting certain things into your healthy food, and why that's so important. But first, let me give you a little bit of background. I have been on this weight loss journey for a couple of years, and I've lost over 160 pounds. I have my last 40 pounds to crush, and I'm feeling really good. I feel like this is the year that I could actually hit my goal weight, and I'm excited to do so. And so this is why it's so important. We're at the beginning of the year. We really should be setting those attainable goals. Now, notice I said attainable. Don't set things that you really should be planning out for 2026, because you want to be able to set your goal and you want to be able to reach your goal, right? That's so important to look and see, you know what? This is not above and beyond my reach. Thank you everyone for joining. We're talking about setting weight loss goals for 2025. We started the new day today. How many of you actually got out there and exercised today? I know, look, after a lot of the celebrations yesterday, you may not have had the energy to get up and go exercise. But how many of you all actually did that today? Me, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're a Fave Life Coach, because it starts when you start your date. If you didn't start today, start tomorrow. If you're not going to start today, your gym was closed, KG, I'm sorry. But did you go walk around the track? Did you just walk around the house? How about that? Did you do something at home that would help you to reach your goal? So I also think sometimes we're thinking about gym. I started going to the gym this morning. That was my goal. But then I did calisthenics at home. And then I actually, my son was like, hey, can we just go to the track? Hello, Mr. Johnson. Thank you for joining as well. And so sometimes we have to look at other alternatives other than going to the gym. The gym is good because you got the treadmill, you got all that equipment. But if your gym is closed, KG, right? What are you going to do in order to, kill your exercise or your weight loss goals as you're on this journey? This year, set some other things that you can do if your gym is closed, right? So go walk around a track. Go walk around your neighborhood if you possibly can do that. Do it at home. You said, I have that at home. Being honest, I didn't get on, LOL. You ain't telling me nothing but a thing, okay? For years, I had a treadmill. For years, when I tell you years, I had a treadmill. And ask me how many times I actually got on it. It's something about, though, when you pay a membership fee that it inspires you a little bit more in order to go to the gym. Don't ask me why, but you have all this equipment at home. I have weights, free weights. My children actually work out at home. I don't understand why. I don't just go in the basement and do a workout routine. I'm more motivated to get out of the house. Like when my son said today, Ma, can we go walk around the track? I put that video up earlier. I was all for it. Yes. Because I like getting outside in order to enjoy the weather, in order to crush those weight loss goals. Thanks for all the likes. Please remember to share, guys, because we're talking about making and setting successful goals. We're going to be doing some meal planning episodes, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. I've pulled some recipes that I want to work on that I'm currently working with now. And I'm going to show you guys how we just really prep for the week ahead and why that's beneficial. For instance, let's look at one thing. I love omelets. Now, I'm not a breakfast eater, but I will eat my omelet starting around 12 noon because I do also intermittent fasting. Now, I'm not telling people what to do, but I'm telling you what works for me. So I like intermittent fasting. I will get some egg whites and I will throw all kind of vegetables in there and I will top it with some avocados. So if you like green, yellow, orange, peppers, red peppers, put them in your omelet. I like red onions. Yes. I love fasting too. Your Fave Life Coach, put it in your omelet. And then she's going to love this because she just said she loves them. Top it with some avocados when you're done. I am good to go. But the problem is, thanks everyone for joining. When I cook my omelet, I realize my omelet is the whole size of the pan and I'm not eating it all. So one of the things that's going to help you with your meal prep is to say, when you cook meals, make sure you're dividing it into portion controlled sizes. So you're not overeating, but you are just actually, you got enough for 2 days. And it's that simple. If you're going to bake some chicken, if you're not doing a plant-based diet, go ahead and section off once you cook how much you're going to eat. One of the fallacies of, really starting to plan and not actually planning out your meals is that we tend to cook a meal. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the rose. Thank you for all the likes. One of the things that we do that's wrong when we're meal planning and we cook a meal is that we don't portion it out. Even if you live alone and you're eating your meals, make sure that you actually portion your meals out so that you're not overeating. And make sure that you have the appropriate contents on your plate. I talked earlier about using a saucer instead of using a full-size plate when you first begin your meal planning. Use a saucer, have your lean meat, have your vegetables, and then just start off with that on a saucer. And that way, that can help you with your portion control. Thanks everybody for the likes. Thanks for also sharing. If you share, I really appreciate it. So one of the things that's going to help you with is meal planning. You don't have to look at it like I have to have different meals each day. When you go to the supermarket, if you buy enough to make a big meal, separate it out, right? Once you cook it, get those containers or the jars, like the mason jars, put it in a refrigerator so you can grab and go. Put it in a freezer if you can. If you cook a casserole, after you divide up the portions, that'll make the food last longer. That way you're not wasting money. Now for me, I have a really big family, so it's easy for me to go ahead and cook a big meal, and then most of the time they're gonna eat everything. And so I find myself buying food, you know, more than likely I'm at the supermarket 3 or 4 times a week, and I do a heavy grocery shopping. But for the things that I like to eat and things that I'm cooking, it's easier to do meal planning when you have so many people in the house, because it has to last for everybody to eat. But one of the things that you also have to understand when you're going to the grocery store is understanding your palate. So the one thing I want people to realize is this weight loss journey should be enjoyable. I had to really stop and think, I don't want to be on a liquid, because you know what? When I started losing weight, I'm not going to stay on a liquid. I'm not a liquid diet. I've tried that before. It's wonderful. I did see results. I'm not knocking it for other people who like to do liquid diets, like they do a lot of shakes and things like that, maybe have 1 meal a day, but that's just not me. I like food. I like to eat. And I really, at the beginning of my weight loss journey, wanted to be able to enjoy the journey, as my sister says all the time. Hi, everybody who joined. Thank you for joining the live. We'll be on here until 6 o'clock. Feel free to put questions in if you guys have questions of things that maybe I've experienced on the weight loss journey or things that we can discuss together. So when I started shopping and I started saying that I wanted to work on my weight, and this was about 2 years ago, I said, let me go ahead and kind of understand what I like to eat, right? So sometimes, and anybody who's watched my videos, you guys know that I love chocolate. I do not know why. I am a chocolate person. So prior to my 160 plus pound weight loss, I was the type of person that would get a bag of M&Ms. It could be the almond M&Ms, and that bag would be gone by the end of the night, right? I would really tear it up because I crave chocolate. And so I had to understand that I could not have a successful diet. Wait a minute. Does it outback the green apple? She talking about my green apple now, ladies. That's another video. Your favorite life coach. We ain't talking about that. I'm done with you. Now, don't be bringing anything else. Yeah, it kind of outranks the green apple now, ladies, my love for chocolate. And so what I had to do is realize that I have to incorporate that somehow into my diet, because obviously without it, I'm not going to be successful. And why do I say that? So the more and more I do restrictions on my diet, the less I stayed with it, right? The more and more you restrict yourself on your weight loss journey, the less you're going to stay with it in the long run. That's why I said the journey has got to be enjoyable. It's got to be something that you're in for the long haul. And then it has got to become a lifestyle, right? Because if you restrict, the moment you get off of that weight loss plan, you're just going to start binging the things that your palate likes, right? And you're going to find yourself overeating, and the pounds are going to creep back on. So my point of sharing this with you is to help you to appreciate that if you start incorporating in moderation those things early on, like day one, make sure that if you're a chocolate lover, there are substitutes out there. They have those dark chocolate barks you can get, right? Some of them have nuts, some don't have nuts. You can use something like that. But find something that's sweet, that appeals to your palate, that you would actually include in the diet, in your weight loss plan, in moderation, right? In moderation. Another thing that I'm going to tell you, how do you do savory and sweet, or how do you do with discipline? So here's another thing. I'm going to touch on that, your favorite life coach. Excellent question. So if you like savory items, like if I'm going to look down here on my notes, some of the things we're going to talk about as far as savory, things that you can season your food with, you know, the spices, the chilies and hot sauce, ginger and stuff like that, things that really give your food flavor, you can use that for cooking. And so you really don't have to veer away from that, but recognize that if you're somebody, for instance, you like Asian food and they have a lot of soy sauce, you can still cook with that, but also make sure that you're using moderation. Make sure you're using low sodium options, right? That's not going to help you retain so much fluid. And make sure you also are doing your portion control. So for me, what finally worked after years and years of yo-yo dieting is actually realizing that I don't want a life of restrictions and denial. I don't think any of us want that. What I want to do is learn to work with the foods. Most of the time, 98% of the time, I eat very healthy. So what I say, and what I mean that is, like I said, my omelets with the egg white, if I eat carbs, it's going to be maybe one slice of toast, and it's going to be, you know, the bread where it has, you know, low calorie bread or something like that I've gotten used to. Because sometimes you're going to have to train your palate to like stuff that you're not used to eating. But I might make, you know, a slice of toast with my egg white omelet with a whole bunch of vegetables. I don't cook with a lot of oils. I really prefer to cook with the I can't believe it's not butter or some kind of oil substitute, so that I'm not clogging my arteries, because I don't have high cholesterol and I don't want that to be an issue later on in life. Also, I also had to realize that once I cook that, if I made enough for 2 days, I need to section it off so that I have enough for 2 days and not eat the whole omelet right then and there. Another thing that I like to do is I eat a lot of vegetables. Now, I can't really say a salad lover, like a whole bunch of greens, but I do love vegetables. I'm a cucumber, mushroom, you know, you give me different colored peppers. I'm a berry person. You know, my sister has gotten me into avocados. So when you go into the produce aisle in your store, your grocery store, stay in the produce aisle and try different things, right? I like fresh vegetables, so I love fresh broccoli, fresh cauliflower, things like that. So what you do is really start to incorporate that in your diet, which is what I did. And those foods you'll find over a period of time. Hi, everybody who joined. Thank you for joining. Those foods you will find over a period of time will be more fulfilling, right? You'll feel fuller when you eat the right kind of foods for your diet and your body, and you will not really crave as much the sweets and things like that are processed, that are going to keep you away from your ultimate weight loss goal. Now, if you ever do get that desire in order to eat something sweet, and you know, I've been good for 2 weeks. Let's say that I've been on point. I'm losing weight. I'm going to the gym. I'm exercising outside the gym. I'm monitoring my portions. I'm enjoying the journey, but I'm also making sure that I'm eating healthy. And now I want something, you know, spicy. I want something tangy. I want something that's going to appease my palate, because I feel like I've done well. Go ahead and reward yourself. But what I'm telling you to do is not to eat the whole basket full of noodles, right? That you get if you want Chinese food. Don't eat the whole basket. Don't do that to yourself. Section out a portion. Get a smaller size portion, right? Fulfill that desire and then get right back on track. That's how you actually practice discipline and self-control. You have got to get your mindset. And we talk a lot about mindset. In order to accomplish the weight loss journey, your mindset has got to be one where you are actually telling your body and controlling your body as far as when you're going to satisfy certain needs and when you're going to say no to yourself. Okay? And once you get in the habit of doing that, this journey will become enjoyable. You'll start to be able to plan out things. You'll be able to realize, as a disciplined person, I am now telling my body what's sufficient, right? My mind is telling my body, you don't need that. You don't need it. You're becoming more and more disciplined, and you're working with your mind to accomplish your weight loss goals. It's funny, but if you really think about it, our mindset plays over into other areas in our life, not just weight loss. It's everything, right? Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for all the likes. I really appreciate it. Let's keep them moving. Thank you for the rose. I really appreciate it. So your mindset plays into every area of your life. When your mind starts controlling the rest of your body, you good to go. Every goal you set for 2025, when your mindset right, you're going to reach it as long as they're attainable goals. Now, I ain't saying you're going to shoot off and go into the moon and you're going to get that for 2025 because your mindset is there. What I'm saying is your goal has to be attainable. So let's talk about attainable goals really quick. If you are trying to lose a substantial amount of weight, I had over 160 pounds that I've lost to date. As I keep saying, because I'm still working on it. I've got another 40 pounds that I want to drop off. But the way that I was successful is I had to condition my mind to control my body and my body's cravings. There were times, thank you so much, there were times when I wanted something that was sweet or tangy. My palate was telling me, you're craving something sweet, especially in the beginning of this journey. And that really wasn't the case. I had to tell my mind had to tell my body, you don't need that. Do I use any G1P or GLP meds? I can't remember how to pronounce them, so I apologize. Now, if you look back at my other videos, I will tell you early on, I lost 80 pounds, 70 or 80 pounds before my doctor put me on Ozempic. Okay, and the reason why he put me on Ozempic is because I had already started losing and dropping weight on my own. And he felt like I was disciplined enough in order to do it. But I'm going to tell you the problem with the medications that I encounter, okay? The medication does help you to feel full. And the medication reduced my cravings, okay? And so most people that I talk to have symptoms like I experienced. My first week of taking Ozempic, I was so nauseous. I really didn't have the hunger. I actually had no desire for food the first week I did Ozempic. And then I was like, this is such a difference from how I felt when I was doing a plant-based diet. So initially when I started with the intermittent fasting. I started drinking about 100 fluid ounces of water a day. I went to the gym every day, right? I went every day because even on the weekends I was at the gym because I was trying to build up my stamina to do more on the treadmill. And then I was doing a plant-based diet. So for intermittent fasting, I would start eating at 12 and I would stop at 8 o'clock. I kind of keep to that routine even today. Sometimes it fluctuates depending on my schedule. I don't go to the gym every day anymore. I try to do something every day, but normally if I say I'd go 3 or 4 times a week, then that's where my max is because my lifestyle and schedule is so busy. But I felt better when I did it on my own. When he put me on Ozempic, I'm going to tell you, KG, I got so sick and I felt so nauseous. And then I'm going to tell you another thing with Ozempic. So I'd already lost the 80 pounds on my own, but when he put me on the Ozempic, the weight loss became rapid for me. Thanks to everybody who joined. Thanks for all the likes. The weight loss became rapid for me when I did the Ozempic, right? And I just, between feeling nauseous and then having my body adjust to that, the first week it was bad. I really didn't crave food. Just the smell of food was sickening to me on Ozempic. Can you imagine somebody who would eat you under the table, went from craving and loving food to not even wanting to smell and or look at it? It would make me sick just to smell food. The second week, it was a little bit better. By the third week, I had adjusted. I don't know if any of you all are on these meds like Ozempic or Mounjaro, Wegovy. Has anybody else experienced those same symptoms? I've had friends who've experienced that, and they are telling me the same things. I don't know if the new meds that are out have less side effect, but I'll tell you what I've noticed. So then I started reading up on stuff like Ozempic face. I saw something, and I'm just going to say this. I saw people suffering. They said they suffer from Ozempic butt, right? All of that is true. When you lose weight so fast, and even though you may start to feel better in the long run, Ozempic face is when you lose, it feels like you lose so much facial fat. And for me personally, when I look at my pictures when I was heavier, over 160 pounds heavier, my face was fatter. I have fat in certain places, right, that I don't have anymore. I went through a period where my face is, to me, it looks longer, it's more gaunt. Some people love that look. Me, I kind of miss having a little bit more facial fat, right? But that comes with the rapid weight loss when you're on Ozempic or Mounjaro or these other GLPs, right? And so they don't tell you about that. Also, when you lose weight so rapidly, remember, like I said, I was going to the gym and I was working out. So I didn't have initially as much loose skin as I may have experienced now. And so it's not as bad as other people, but I noticed with the rapid weight loss, getting on a GLP or, I was on Ozempic and also Mounjaro, I noticed also that I had more loose skin. And see, I wasn't used to that, right? And so that's something that was new for me. If someone had told me the side effects of being on Ozempic, I would have said, well, let me try this a little bit longer on my own. Let me continue going to the gym. Let me work out a little bit more. Let me see if I can do some muscle exercises or, weightlifting exercises that would help me retain muscle. Nobody had told me to take like amino acids, right? And that helps with muscle retention. My doctor had told me about that. So I'm telling you, there are some steps that you can take. Now, I'm not knocking anybody who is on Ozempic and Mounjaro. I feel like you do whatever works for you. At the end of the day, whatever plan you choose to do has to work with you and work for you, because that's what's going to make you stay on it. But I always am an advocate of, if you can do it in a healthier way, that way you don't have to deal with a lot of the side effects, then feel free to do that, right? I think that's going to be a win-win for you too. I've also had friends who've gotten off of those after a period of time and they experience other side effects, right? So you just have to be careful whenever there is a trend of some kind of weight loss trend, that you don't buy into the weight loss trend all the time. Healthier is always better for me. Did that help answer your question? KG, if you have another one, feel free to drop it in the comments. Anybody else, feel free to drop it in the comments. Let's talk about, if you like sweets like I do, please try to use natural sweeteners like berries, apples, oranges, or mangoes, things like that that have natural sugars. When you have a sweet, oh, you're welcome. When you have a sweet tooth like I do, when I started incorporating berries in my diet, when I would incorporate oranges and things like that, I noticed that my sweet cravings for chocolate started to subside a little bit. Now, I do crave chocolate. Sometimes I will satisfy that need, but sometimes I just got to say no, because it's really just up here. And I just need to, I'm on a goal. I'm on a journey. And I don't want to ruin all of the effort or negate all the effort that I've put into it just because I'm having a craving, if that makes sense. Another thing, thanks for all the likes. Thanks for the guys, those who are joined. Thank you so much. Some of the spices. Thank you, your fave life coach. I really appreciate it. Y'all, that's my sister. So she always gonna give me a shout out. We talk a lot, and just so you guys know, her and I talk a lot about our mindset. She has her own channel. Shout out to your fave life coach. If you guys are talking about changing your mindset in order to plan for 2025, make sure you follow her, because the mindset, we talk about it for weight loss, but she's talking about it in other areas of life and how you can adjust your mindset in order to accomplish your goals for 2025. I'm encouraging you to go and look her up, because that's what's going to help you. Now, another thing, when you talk about spices, right, you can actually get a sweet flavor without added sugar. And so that's something that you can use. Use cinnamon. A lot of people like to do like shakes. You do the healthy shakes. You put some yogurt in there, some low calorie milk if you use milk, or low fat milk. Some people use yogurt, Greek yogurt. Well, if you're going to put berries in there, use some cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, put some oatmeal in your smoothies and stuff, and start to see if that helps with your cravings if you like sweet food, because that actually is something else that you want to consider. If you start getting cravings, you don't always have to run to, get your chocolate like I didn't do. You got to find other spices. There are so many natural ingredients that you can find that you can put into your shakes, your smoothies, and things like that, that will actually satiate you until you overcome that feeling. Another thing I want to also remind you, something that I had to learn, sometimes when I was getting the feeling that I was hungry, I really wasn't hungry. I was thirsty. So a lot of times when I feel like, you know what, I'm about to eat the whole kitchen up, I have to walk away from the kitchen, go get a bottle of water, right? Drink the bottled water and let it sit for a minute. Because once I do that, it's helping me determine whether or not I'm hungry or whether or not I'm really thirsty. And so there is a difference on this weight loss journey. The signal for hunger and thirst the body sends is similar. So you want to make sure I'm not really hungry. I'm thirsty. Once I drink my water, give it about 10 minutes. I'm not even hungry anymore. And see, that's something that I didn't realize before I started my weight loss journey. If I get a signal, I'm hungry. If I get a signal I'm thirsty, I'm hungry. So I was always overeating. So just remember that too. Sweet vegetables like carrots, sweet potatoes. How many people love sweet potatoes? You can eat them on your weight loss journey. But here's the thing. And y'all know I'm going to have to call it out. Now, sweet potatoes and me were always candy yams and sweet potato pie. Let's be real. I'm putting my brown sugar in there. I'm putting my vanilla extract. I'm going to town with my butter. I got my marshmallows in there. See, to me, before that was candy. Yeah, that to me was sweet potatoes. But you can actually cut up a sweet potato. You're not a big fan of them, then girl, you good. You're good. You're already there. You're already starting the battle. That's good, the journey, right? But for those of us, I like sweet potatoes, but I actually now bake them, wash them, bake them, put a little bit of like the I can't believe it's not butter in there with some cinnamon and some nutmeg and mash it up. And believe me, once you do it, you will realize it has its own natural sweetness to it. And it actually tastes really, really good. You can cut it up and put it into a stew. My sister said your relationship just went downhill because you didn't like candy yams, KG. But that's okay because all of us have different palate tendencies, things that we like that we want to cater to as far as our palate. Once again, guys, thank you for the likes. You know what? Shout out to the people who helped me hit 50,000 followers. I really appreciate it. You guys are the bomb. Let me just put it like that. And I know we don't say bomb no more, but that should tell you. I still like it. I'm still going to use it. So that's something that is a low calorie sweet vegetable. It's a carb, true. So you're not going to have a sweet potato every day, but you definitely can use that. Chop that up, put it into your stew. It gives, instead of using a regular potato, you can put it in your stew. It gives it a different flavor that actually is really, really good. So a lot of times I notice the way that you're raised, the environment, the way the people in your family cook, like let's say the way my mom cooked. My mom's an excellent cook, right? But the way she cooks sweet potatoes one way, right? She cooked it one way. There are different ways to cook the food that we're accustomed to eating. If we just look at some different recipes, we can try something and that would appease our palates. Another thing, low-calorie sweeteners. Now, I'm not a big fan of stuff like the low-calorie sweeteners, like, you know, things with stevia or monk fruit or stuff like that, or beverages for baking. I'm not really, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm going to use a sweetener to cook and the recipe called for sugar, I'm going to use sugar. Look, yeah, clutch my pearls. I said it. Because another person I'm not on this weight loss journey, I'm not a Diet Coke person or a diet beverage person. Like, look, if I want a soda, I'm going to drink the soda. Because remember I said I'm practicing moderation. I'm not denying myself anything. I've lost 160 pounds over. So during this journey, I knew it had to be different. I wasn't going to deny myself anything, but I'm going to practice moderation. Moderation is key until I got to a point where I simply didn't crave it anymore. And that worked better for me than any other diet that I've ever tried, right? So I'm not going to be a big advocate of, you know, sugar substitutes because I personally don't like them. If you like them, that's wonderful. Use them in your cooking. You know, get a big bag of stevia and cook it. You know, with where it says sugar, use that as a substitute. I personally am going to use sugar. And then I'm going to take the hit and I'm going to enjoy that meal and then I'm going to get right back on track. The thing is, I'm not going to eat like that every day. The thing is, I'm going to eat maybe once a month or whenever I have that craving, and then I'm going to keep on moving. Is there something that stopped you eating and you no longer want it in your process? Name them, please. Yeah, so like sugar. So every morning, I am a Starbucks woman. I'll say that to you. Let me tell you what I had to get every morning. I had to get a Venti mocha frappuccino with extra mocha, and I want the mocha inside the cup, and I want it drizzled on the outside with extra whipped cream and mocha drizzle. And I had to have an espresso shot. That was my drink every morning. Now I tell you, if I drink that, I get sick because I actually don't like sugar in my coffee. I actually use the Starbucks Caramel Macchiato Zero now. And so I know it probably has some sweetener in it. You guys try it. Tell me if you like it. But I've gotten to the point, and then sometimes I just drink my coffee black. Right? So what I found on my weight loss journey is your palate does change. Your palate, as you get more and more into eating healthier, natural foods and not so much processed food, your palate needs and desires will change. And there will be stuff that you won't even desire anymore. But the thing is, you got to start the journey. The thing is, you got to give yourself time to adjust to the journey. Thank you for everyone that's joined. I really appreciate you joining. Continue the likes. I really appreciate that as well. Share this out for people who are starting their weight loss journey. It's January 1st. Look at where you could be January 1st, 2026 if you start today. And don't delay. Like, what are you holding back for? I'm going to tell you, one of the things I always have said to people, if I knew before I started my weight loss journey, if I knew over 160 pounds ago that I would feel this good today, I'd have started sooner. I would have started sooner. So that's what I'm telling you, the benefits of this weight loss journey, when you start to feel it, will be unlike anything else you've experienced. So why delay? Start. Take baby steps until you can do more. I started this calisthenics routine. A lot of you have seen this probably on Facebook. It's made for women. I don't know how to post. You have to be on my Facebook because every time I do a workout, it's a 3-minute workout with the targeted areas that you like to address. And then it's a 7-minute full body workout. And then they're telling you to walk about 10,000 steps a day. It's those 3 things that you need to do daily. Now, I'm somebody who goes to the gym, so I thought I had this nailed down. I did the 3-minute workout, calisthenics, this morning. I was like, okay, that was easy. Like my kid could do that, right? When I got to that full body workout, yeah, it's gonna take some time. Yeah. So my goal is to really continue that every day and then chart out where I am in June 1st, 2025. Let me see where I am on that calisthenic full body workout. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I was breathless. And that was only a 7-minute workout. And I'm somebody who goes to the gym. That should tell you something, right? So we all have goals. Yeah, I had to go silent for a minute because I wanted to drive that point home. We all have goals. But if I didn't start today, I won't be able to chart myself out by June 1st, 2025. And let me see where I am June 1st, 2026 to see if I've made any headway, any leeway on my accomplishments. Real quick, because I'm about to run out of time, I'm just going to say this. If you have tangy needs for your palate, make sure you use, for instance, citrus, vinegars, and yogurt. So you can use like lemon or lime juice over your salad, your fish, or your steamed vegetables. That's going to tang it up and spice it up a little bit, give you that tang. It's going to satisfy your tangy cravings on your palate. Use apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar. I love balsamic vinegar on my salad. I'm going to tell you, it gives it a kick. And see, I used to be a ranch person. All I wanted was ranch on my salad. Maybe I use Thousand Island or French every once in a blue moon. But now I love balsamic vinaigrette. And squeeze some lemon over top of it or lemon, lime. Girl, bye. I'm good. And then also yogurt, Greek yogurt, unsweetened. You can use that to create your sauces and dips and also as a base for your dressing. So those are some of the things. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, share. I really appreciate all of the likes. I appreciate people joining and listening. When we do the next live, everybody, for meal planning is going to be probably next week, probably Monday, right? On the 6th. However, the next live is going to be with my sister from another mister, your fave life coach. This is going to be this Friday. What time did we say this Friday? If you can drop it in the comments, because then we'll advertise that. It's going to be this Friday. We're talking about your mindset and staying focused on goals. Whether it's weight loss, whether it's going to be 5 p.m., we're going to do a collaboration, I can hardly talk, with your fave life coach. She gives wonderful advice. We're going to talk about a little bit toward weight loss. We're going to talk about a little bit of our own personal journeys so that you guys know where we're coming from. But make sure you drop in 5 p.m. for the next live about your mindset. Your mindset is so important because that is what's going to help you address and accomplish your goals for 2025. Who's with us? Let's be real. We all got plans. We all got goals. Stop living for other people. Stop waiting for it to happen. We're going to make it happen in 2025. Once again, thank you. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, share. I will repost the live. This is your girl, Essie. Say it with me. I am